Now, Richard Gage, for the next 30 minutes or so, we really appreciate him coming on. He's the founder of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. It's been out, year and a half, 2 years? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, look at the exact numbers, of engineers, architects, physicists, peer-reviewed papers, top physicists, top engineers, people worldwide, people in Holland, and people in Europe, and people in the United States and Japan, members of parliament coming out, former German defense ministers, people just all over the place who are scientists waking up, looking at the samples, looking at the evidence of explosives, and getting more and more media attention. And now we've had a senator questioned by We Are Change that made Fox News, Luke Rudkowski and others, Luke's on tomorrow, saying to them, hey, should there be a new 9/11 investigation? He says yes. It becomes a national news story. The fact that Obama's covering up for all this becomes a national news story. We've had government-sponsored terror before that's declassified and admitted. The government admits they've staged terror attacks before in other countries and domestically. So why don't we look at them in this case? Then when you do look, it's unbelievable. So, but Richard Gage is going at this from a scientific perspective. That's been getting a lot of news attention. I'm going to play a clip of that coming up. But I wanted to get Richard on to give us a progress report on Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth and where it's going and all these peer-reviewed journals and things that are coming out, and all these scientists that are coming out in Copenhagen and other places exposing what's happening. Richard Gage, good to have you on with us.
Thanks, Alex. It's just incredible to be here with you again.
No, it's incredible to have you here, my friend. Tell us about the organization, the group, for those that don't know, who've been hiding under a rock, what your numbers are up to, the huge breakthroughs you're having.
Well, we have almost 700 architects and engineers now demanding a new investigation of the 3 World Trade Center high-rise buildings on 9/11, the destruction of those buildings. We are marching forward. There's been a lot of activity, as you've suggested. Most recently, we were at the National Convention of Architects, the American Institute of Architects in San Francisco, and we had a booth there, and we handed out 1,000 DVDs of our latest DVD, the companion DVD to 9/11 Blueprint for Truth. It has the 10-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute abridged versions of our 2-hour presentation where we outlay all of this evidence that we're going to be talking about today. And so we gave these DVDs out to the architects. We educated them. Our booth was like 2-3 levels deep with architects with their jaws dropped looking at these buildings on widescreen flat monitors of Building 7 going down symmetrically at free fall speed, acceleration, straight down into its own footprint. Same with the Twin Towers. They're saying, well, wait a minute, that happened on 9/11? And we're going, yep, it's the 3rd worst structural failure in modern history, and you didn't know about it? No. Well, neither did I 3 years ago before I started. And so they're just in shock. We got 60 of these architects to sign our petition, which was extraordinary. So we kind of see as a new mission to go to these conventions throughout the United States. There was over 15,000 architects at this convention. We couldn't reach all of them. There just simply wasn't enough time, and there was a huge number of booths. But there's regional conventions all through the United States, and so we're now raising funds to go to all of them. We have 100 sustaining members now, and we need that number to grow to 200 very dedicated people providing us for as little as $10 a month. They can become sustaining members of AE 9/11 Truth. And so with that and our fundraising efforts to obtain the booth fees for these conventions, Washington, D.C., for instance, is happening mid-July. That's the one that we're very excited about, because once we go to Washington, D.C., we're right in, of course, contact with government officials. We hope to visit there, as well as the national AIA, where we hope to finally meet with the board of the American Institute of Architects and its president, who did allow us, after a lot of controversy, to have the booth in San Francisco at the National Convention. And while we were there, we actually met the CEO of the Virginia chapter in Richmond, Virginia, of the American Institute of Architects, and he says, "Where have you guys been? We've been waiting for you. This is fantastic. I knew all about this, but I didn't know about you." So he wants us to come to his regional convention in mid-November and early November.
Let me stop you there, Richard Gage, because this is what's key, what you're explaining. We don't realize we're really the majority, and I keep trying to explain this to everybody that 4 years ago we had polls where over 60% of Americans, scientific polls, believe we're being lied to about 9/11. Now we have polls of over 80%. I went to the beach because my daughter wanted to go there for her birthday, the little Texas beach this weekend, and I rented a golf cart and was driving around, motorized golf cart, at the Pac Port Aransas, and it was like a joke. I mean, here I am in a T-shirt and shorts. I'm driving. And I've been recognized for 10 years places, but as I was going, every 10 cars, every 5 cars, Alex Jones, everywhere we went to eat, we got recognized. And that's just a gauge. And I can go to England, I can go to Central America, I can be in Canada, everywhere. We're getting, I mean, like every 10 people I walk by are recognizing. And again, that's a gauge. Here you are feeling like you're all alone and others. And then you find out that major heads of architect societies are on the same side. Again, we just have to show ourselves, not let the chilling effect scare us into submission. I talk to so many neighbors that go, yeah, I'd like our kids to play together, but won't the government do something to me? Or I've wanted to order your videos, but won't they, won't I be on a list? Or yeah, and my wife runs into these people at swim meets and things, and middle class people, well-to-do folks, folks like that. Again, you're already living in tyranny. Yes, they're watching us. Yes, they're tracking us. But the government's full of our people, too. This is a fight. If we let the chilling effect win, they're going to win. And I love how you've just doggedly, through all the attacks, everything, just continued. And you're having success, just like Stephen Jones and others, Professor Stephen Jones, who sent me a nice note. I want to say hi to him. He's listening right now from Germany. Boy, he's got some big news coming up. So, sorry to interrupt there. It's just that this is amazing what's happening. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is incredible. And so this particular leader of the AIA chapter is having a regional conference. They're going to give us a free booth, which is, costs thousands of dollars, $2,000 at least there. We paid $4,000 just for the booth fee at the national convention, and I had a big fundraising effort for that. And altogether, it cost about $10,000 for that convention.
What was the response like, though, when you're there amongst the architects and engineers?
Oh, it's amazing. I would say about 80% of them will stop, and we'll invite them to stop. They do stop. Many of them, 20% maybe, we figure, walk by kind of shaking their heads. But the majority will stop and actually talk to us. Of those, we were able to get very lively, and I mean positive, lively conversations going, because once they actually see Building 7 go down, we've got them. And a good percentage of them will say, "This is incredible. I've got to look at this more." And we signed up about 60 of them that
Richard
day.
Gage, again, this is exponential. If you continue, we will rout the enemy. The mainstream media can't ignore this forever. We're going to play some of that clip. Just you're getting on more and more mainstream television with the facts as a degreed architect engineer. So we're going to come right back with Richard Gage, the founder and head of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. Stay with us.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Richard Gage, let's start blasting into it now. The evidence of the controlled demolition, people know those basics, but the evidence now has been looked at, peer-reviewed journals. Other top engineers, scientists, physicists around the world are coming out doing their own research, separate, verifying your research. The other architects and engineers in your group, the other physicists, Professor Stephen Jones' information being verified, major universities. I mean, this has really got to worry the establishment to the point of, for those that don't know, this is in Politico today. It's up on prisonplanet.com. Obama, I am aware that some question or justify the events of 9/11. So they either justify it saying it was good. He tries to mix those two. So now if you say the government did 9/11 or was involved, you want 9/11 to happen. See how that's a quote. I am aware that some question or justify the events of 9/11. Wait a minute. Questioning the events of 9/11 isn't justifying them. See, that's, oh, you like the killers, huh? No, I'm saying, why is that building falling that way? Shut up, Al-Qaeda. Well, actually, Al-Qaeda is a CIA creation. Shut up, Al-Qaeda. You know, this is the mindlessness they like to engage in. We're just asking the serious questions here. So they're really starting to get worried, just like George Bush saying, those that put out outrageous conspiracy theories concerning the events of 9/11. He told people they better shut up, but they didn't. So Richard Gage, it's getting exciting what's happening on the scientific front.